Welcome to this Improver's Waltz improvisation dance video about curved basic. Learning tips including health and safety advice are in the description.
This is fairly difficult to teach anyway, and very difficult to teach with a video camera. So we've got to do the best we can here. The idea is that, do you want to join me here? Let's do this. Excellent. Suppose I step forward with the left foot, which means that my partner Vanessa is going to step back with the right. Let's go for it. And one. What's happened to our upper body? Probably not very much. Now let's do it again and watch what I do with my upper body. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so can you see which shoulder of mine's gone forwards? It's this shoulder here, it's gone forwards. Wait a sec, but the left leg went forwards and the right shoulder went forwards. Whoa! So let's do it again, and then I'll get Vanessa to stand still and I'll sort of move her shoulders. 3, 2, 1, go. So Vanessa, stay there. Vanessa's shoulders would have to move like that, but Vanessa's head would obviously keep looking forward at me. So if I come in front, and obviously this is a problem now because it's hard to see because of the camera, we both turn slightly.
So that's what we look at in this lesson. I think this dance lesson can feel quite bitty, and I think probably the reason is we look at shoulder skills and foot skills, and then we look at applying those skills in waltz in a particular way whilst mentioning some other stuff at the same time. So it's a bit of a kind of workshop on shoulder and feet. To make watching, copying and learning easier, the demonstrations are exaggerated, in particular of the shoulder movements and the curves. So eventually you're aiming for something smaller and subtler than this. The direction of the curve is important. I find a lot of students, when they start out learning this, curve the wrong way. So just watch really carefully exactly what the foot's doing, what the shoulder's doing, make sure you're copying the correct direction, and then once you start practicing on your own, a lot of people then slip into doing it the wrong way around. At that point, keep double checking that you're still doing it correctly. In case you're wondering, yes, some of the scenes are a bit out of focus during this dance lesson. There's only a finite amount of time, and we decided that it wasn't impacting too much on the lesson, and time was spent re-recording other things instead.
Picture paints 1,000 words. We'll just show you. 3, 2, 1, and bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum, bum ba-dum. Watch the shoulders compared to the feet. Watch the shoulders compared to the feet. Watch the shoulders compared to the feet. Let's just practice this. Should we both pretend to be leaders?
Both pretend to be leaders?
Yeah. So let's face this way.
Okay.
We're just going to walk down the room, starting with the left foot. And let's take moderate size steps, but not too big, mainly because we don't want to run out of room with this exercise. 3, 2, 1, and step, 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 step. Quick, let's go back to the start. I'm now going to try and push the opposite shoulder forward. 3, 2, 1, and forwards, 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 forwards. Let's do that again. 3, 2, 1, and forwards, 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 forwards. Let's both be followers.
Okay, Duncan.
So let's go back with the right. Just because it will then mirror exactly what the leader was doing. So if we're going to go back with the right foot, which shoulder's going to go back?
The left?
Yeah, the left, because it has to be the opposite. So we're going to step like this, 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 like this. But that was good.
Feels quite strange.
Right, let's do it again. Start with the right. So I'm pretending to be a follower. Vanessa's not pretending to be a follower. We're going to get back on the right, and the shoulder's going to go back on the left. 3, 2, 1, and bum ba-dum, step, 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 step.
The feet, generally speaking, are going to continue dancing exactly the same as they were before in waltz. Nothing really is going to change. Just flagging this up because it can be tempting to start doing odd things with the feet because it's a curve. No, whoa, just same as before.
Some people like to learn with it broken down. Let's break it down. So we'll both be leaders. We're going to step forward with the left with the leg, but the right shoulder is going to go forward. So that's what you're looking for. That right shoulder here has gone forwards, but the left leg's gone forwards. Now the next step, I'm going to step through with the right, but this shoulder, my left shoulder, is going to go through and step. So now I'm about to step with the left, and the right shoulder is going to go through and step. So I've now got my left foot forward and my right shoulder forward. We'll do one more, and then you can just keep rewinding and redoing this as much as you need to. I'm going to step through with the right, and my left shoulder is going to go through, as Vanessa's just done. Oh, that was fine, you could have done that, that's okay. And step. Let's break down the follower steps. So first step, back with the right leg, back with the left shoulder. Let's go now. So, whoops. So the left shoulder is back and the right leg is back. I'm now going to step back with the left leg and the right shoulder will then go through as well. Left leg, right shoulder, and go. I'm now going to go, so I've now got my left shoulder most forward, my right shoulder's most back, my left leg is most back. Back with the right leg, back with the left shoulder, and go. So my left shoulder is back, my right leg is back. Let's do one more. Remember, keep rewinding and reusing this as much as you need to get the breakdown. So back with the left leg and the right shoulder, and go. This technique is used in lots of different ways in lots of different dances. Let's look at a way that beginners can use it in their waltz. And what's the most important step in the waltz? It's the first step. So let's just use it on the first step. And we're going to use it to curve. So if I'm taking the first step with my left, my right shoulder is going to travel through, and I'll end up sort of facing that way a bit. So, and that was 3 steps because waltz is 3 steps. So, and 1, 2, 3. Now I'm about to step through with the right leg on the first beat. So I'm going to, as I step through, my body's going to turn this way. So as I step through with the right, my body turns this way, and I'll turn it into a little turn. Let's just do it, and hopefully you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to step through with the left and turn to the left, right and turn to the right, left and turn to the left, right and turn to the right, left and turn to the left, right and turn to the right. So maybe you could see that. We're going to do it one more time, and I'm going to massively exaggerate it. We wouldn't normally do it like this unless it was like heavy styling to interpret something in the music, or you had a partner that was really comfortable with it. So I'm going to step with the left and turn to the left, right and turn to the right, left and turn to the left, right and turn to the right, left. There you go. So that was heavily exaggerated.
In this lesson, we are looking at the shoulder movement at the same time as the curve. Yes, you could argue that the shoulder skill isn't needed to do the curve. Why have I done it? Well, read the teacher notes to find out more. It's very complicated.
Let's do normal waltz, where the leader walks forwards and the follower steps backwards. I would normally stand in front of Debbie, but then you can't see her in the camera, so I'm standing to the side. Okay, so leader step with the left, follower step with the right, join in or watch. Let's start now. Step, 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 step. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add in, well, there's lots of different ways of calling this. You could call it a curve, or we think we've gone too far, we'll be out of shot. We could call it a curve, we could call it a turn. I like to call it a curve, just to be clear that it's kind of temporary and we're not permanently turning. Anyway, so as I step forward, I'm going to just turn slightly to my left. As Debbie steps back, she's going to angle slightly backwards that way. Let's take the first step and go. And Debbie's already started taking the next step, which is great because then you just take the next 2 steps and it looks like that. Let's do the whole thing. Leader left, follower right. Let's go now. Slightly curve, 2, 3. So I'm now ready to step with the right. Debbie's now ready to step with the left. Let's do that again. I've just got to make sure I don't end up out of shot. Sorry. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3. So now we curve the other way. Let's go now. 1, 2, 3. And then we curve the other way. And 1, 2, 3. Then we curve the other way. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what? Let's just do that again. Oh, I need to make sure I'm in shot. Sorry, Debbie. Yeah, that's right. Are we? Oh, yeah, it looks like we're okay. Here we go. So leader start with the left, follower start with the right. Let's go now. And 1, 2, 3, stop. So leader's about to step with the right, follower's about to step with the left. Now we're going to curve this way. And 1, 2, 3. Leader's going to step with the left, follower's going to step with the right. Let's go now. And 1, 2, 3. Leader's going to step with the right, follower's going to step with the left. Let's curve this way. And 1, 2, 3. Notice when I say curve this way, I mean the leader faces this way and the follower backs that way. So let's do one more. And 1, 2, 3. So this time the leader's facing this way, the follower's backing that way, because if I were in front of Debbie, that's how it would look. Let's do the whole thing without stopping. We'll do it 3 times. I'll just call step, step, step the first time. Leader start with stepping with the left, follower start stepping with the right. Let's go now. Step, 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 step. Obviously you don't need to do what I'm doing with my hands there. Now I'm going to call the leader's feet. So I'll be saying left as the leader steps with the left and so on. Leader start with the left, follower start with the right. Let's go now. Left, right, 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 left. Now I'll do the same thing and I'll call the follower's feet. So leader's first step with the left, follower's first step with the right. Let's go now. Right, left, 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 right. Leaders start with the left, followers start with the right. Obviously we don't have to start like this, but let's do it for the lesson so we're all sticking together. Let's start now. Forward with the left, so turn to the left. Forward with the right, so turn to the right. Forward with the left, so turn to the left. Forward with the right, so turn to the right. Forward with the left, so turn to the left. Forward with the right, so turn to the right. Let's stop and start again. So I'm going to step forward with the left, which means my shoulder, my right shoulder will come forwards, and that's on the first beat, and that makes us turn. Let's go now. And forward, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. For some learning styles, it's useful to walk this through slowly together. So let's do that now. So the lead's going to start with the left, follower's going to start with the right, and it'll be the opposite shoulder. So the shoulder on this side is going to go forwards, and the leg on this side is going to go forwards. I'm saying forwards, obviously it's backwards for the follower. And step. We're now going to take another step. The leg on this side is going to go forwards, and the shoulder on this side is going to go forwards. 3, 2, 1, step. So look at the position. Notice that the leg on this side is currently more forwards, and the shoulder on this side is currently more forwards. I'm now going to step through with the left follower, and I'm going to step through with the left leg and through with the right shoulder. Left leg, right shoulder, and step. Right leg forwards, left shoulder forwards, step. So I'm hoping that helps you get a feeling for this kind of crisscross movement that's happening. So you've got alternate sides of the body going forwards, and it keeps everything kind of in this nice pattern. It's so important we're emphasizing it with its own section. For this use of the technique, we are only doing it on step 1. So I'm going to dance on my own here. Watch this. So as I step forward on the 1, my right shoulder goes through 1, but then the next 2 steps, 2, 3, I don't really do it. On the 1, my right leg goes forward, so my left shoulder goes forward, 1, but then on 2 and 3, 2, 3, it's not really happening.
Here's 3 thoughts about using this curve socially. My first thought is if I dance it with someone that's not familiar with it, it normally takes 3 or 4 bars before they kind of pick up completely what's going on. So I won't lead it too strongly. I'll be quite gentle with it and maybe just step away from them slightly in the hold to give them the space to learn it. And then it's normally okay. My second thought would be, I'm actually doing this, I think I've said this before already, I'm actually doing this all the time, but very, very, very tiny. If I do it larger, I sometimes do it if there's something really nice in the music, but it doesn't quite feel upbeat enough to do a more fancy move. I sometimes do it if there's a very strong vocal line, because I find that sometimes that works really well with the vocal line. And generally, I might do 6, 7, 8 repetitions max, because then I sometimes think it gets a bit too much. Only very rarely, if my partner and I really kind of click with this shape and it seems to work with the music, would I do it for longer. My third thought is, I do meet people that don't like this, and they kind of think, in inverted commas, it's wrong. And if my partner thinks that, then, well, you know, I won't do it because I'm all for an easy life. Curving the first step involves doing completely opposite thing with the shoulder and the feet. You could learn hundreds of things in dancing and have an amazing range of things to enjoy without ever needing to learn this skill. So if it is really difficult, I would say maybe just leave it. If you really want to, come back to it another time, or just keep learning other different things. Join in or watch this practice dance. We're still dancing waltz, so everything we've already learned still applies, all about the timing, keeping the feet offset, all that kind of stuff. Let's briefly highlight one thing that does still apply, and we'll look at a clip at the same time. The leader's right and left foot still tuck around the follower's right foot. So there we go, that's what it looks like at the start of the leader curving to the right, and now we'll look at it free form all the way through, 1, 2, 3, and obviously we still end up separated. Because I think you might have seen this in another dance class, I'll briefly mention it. Yes, this is related to trapping the follower by sending the shoulder in one direction and the foot in the other, so there are 2 contrasting leads channeling the follower in a particular direction. I actually am not particularly keen on this. Well, it depends, because I quite like to give open leads where the follower has some choices. Anyway, brief mention, because yes, this is related. If you watch many of the demonstrations in this lesson, you will see there is an element of a sidestep happening, but I haven't actually talked about it. Now the reason is, I think there's a difference between allowing a sidestep to happen, which I suspect is happening in your dancing because the momentum tends to create it, and forcing a sidestep. So I encourage you to continue ignoring it. It's probably going to happen on its own, but don't force it.
If you watch me demonstrating, I sometimes move my upper body. The issue there is, yes, that's a nice thing to do, but it's like a whole nother thing to think about. If you're just starting out, let's just keep the upper body still. And if you need more convincing, we normally actually tip the upper body the opposite way to that which feels natural, because it depends on what feels natural for you, but for a lot of people you're doing the opposite and it actually makes a nice shape. But let's not go there, let's just keep the upper body still. So the whole thing's going to look like this, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the observant amongst you might notice I am actually slightly tipping my shoulders. I'm trying not to too much.
I think this is important enough to mention again. In today's lesson, we are only curving the first step of the bar, the second and third steps of the bar, as before, curving not happening. I've purposely been waiting for the end of the lesson to say this. Followers, you've had the direct teaching input, the same as the leaders have in terms of how to move the shoulders and how to curve. We did that because it's such an unusual movement. I've found that it's an effective way to teach for both the leader and the follower to learn it. I think it helps the follower expect it, and I also think it scaffolds the leader's learning during the lesson. But actually, you're really waiting to be led. So wait to be led. Don't force this on your leader. And even if your leader seems to be doing it, follow what the leader's leading anyway. Because maybe they're leading something similar but not actually the same. Maybe the leader has an injury which means they can't actually do this particular movement, but they found something similar that they like to do. So, just to repeat, actually you should be led. We only did it as an artifice to make the lesson work. Join in with, or watch, this practice dance.
So I'm going to start off without curving. So I'm going to start exaggerating the curve now. Oh look, I'm turned. When I step forward with the left, I turn with the foot that I step forward with, I turn that way. In reality, I wouldn't turn this far. It's just quite a subtle thing.
Thanks for watching. This is one of a series of nearly 50 lessons that create a complete partner dance learning experience. The video description and my website have lots more information to help.